Good morning, everyone. My name is Abby Bliss White, and welcome to my channel. You are seeing me in all my glory first thing in the morning, but I was asked if I would share my morning routine. So, as many of you know, I am a longtime user of the brand Biologique Recherche, and I have a few new items that I want to share with you that they just launched. A few new serums, one of my favorite new creams from them. So I thought I would just walk you through my updated Biologique Recherche routine. So if you're interested in seeing that, then let's go ahead and get started. And before we get started, I just want to give a quick disclaimer and tell you a little bit about my skin type. And I am just a beauty junkie. I am not a trained esthetician. So what works for my skin may not work for you. I am just sharing my morning routine. This was a video that many people asked for, my updated AM PM Biologique Recherche routine. So what works for my skin may not work for yours. I have dry, mature, rosacea prone skin. I also suffer hyperpigmentation, and I tend to focus on all the basic anti-aging skincare benefits. So I'm looking for hydration, I'm looking for firming up the skin, as well as that loss of volume, using products that's going to help plump my skin up a bit. And of course, I love to have that glowy, healthy skin look. So those are the things that I focus in on. And I did have a very intense bout of rosacea about 6 years ago. That is when I started getting into Biologique Recherche. I do attribute that Biologique Recherche helped get my skin barrier back intact, but I also did some internal work, changed up my diet and things like that. So I always tell people there's no miracle cure. You got to figure out what works for you, your body, and your skin. But today I'm going to be sharing my updated routine and share some new favorite products from Biologique Recherche. Okay, everyone, good morning, good morning. First and foremost, every day I wake up, I always have warm lemon water, and I'm sipping on that right now, and that will hydrate your system, give you a little blast of vitamin C, and I just love that ritual. So I'm just sipping on that. I'm going to go ahead and pull my hair back. I would love to do this video in my bathroom, but literally the lighting is so bad and it echoes. So I already tried to film it and edit it and it did not turn out well. So I am going to show you my routine, but you might miss the splashing of the water, but you get the gist. I will be rinsing off my cleanser. So let's go ahead and start with step one. My favorite Biologique Recherche cleanser is the LAIT, and they now have these handy dandy pumps, and this was a game changer for me, switching to a creamy cleanser. So I will take a few minutes to massage the cleanser on my skin, and I just love the EV. So I have tried all three of the cleansers, the LAIPO2, the LAIU, and I really like all of them, but the LAIV is, I think, the best for dry, mature skin. It just is so hydrating, and I just love it. So I will take a few minutes, and I do this step outside of the shower. So I wash my hair and do all that stuff, and then I will then wash my face and do my routine outside of the shower. That's just how I do it. I just feel like maybe the shampoo and other products might be getting on my face, so I just prefer to wash my face separate from the shower, if that makes sense. So this is step number 1, and what I will do is I will leave this on my face as I floss my teeth and brush, so it kind of feels like it's getting even a little extra cleansing action. So then I will rinse it off, not with hot water, but more lukewarm water. And I do like to give myself some splashes. I make a big mess in my bathroom, but I was an Erno Laszlo girl for many years, and they taught me the whole 50 splashes of water technique. I don't think I do that as much, but I do take a little bit of time to kind of splash some lukewarm water on my skin before drying it. So I will go do that, and then I'll be right back with step 2. Okay, my face is cleansed and it just feels very soft, hydrated, not stripped whatsoever. So that is one thing I learned. I was way over stripping my skin from my cleanser, from over exfoliating. So when I switched over to Biologique Recherche, it was just sort of a completely different way of looking at protecting your skin barrier, and my skin responded so well to less exfoliation, less stripping, a little less of everything, and being really super kind to my skin. That's what I think of as this brand, is just being a little bit more kind and intentional about what it needs. So Biologique Recherche is all about acids, and they have their famous lotion P50, and there's several different variations, and this is the part that I think a lot of people make a mistake on when starting with this line, is that they will pick the original lotion P50 1970 version, and that is the strongest strength, and it is not for everybody's skin type. For example, that is what I did when I first bought into Biologique Recherche. I just ordered that, and it was just way too strong for my skin. So this is where my good friend BISMA comes into the picture. BISMA is my Biologique Recherche guru, and she works at Artisan Beauty, but she also can help guide you to the correct strength for your skin. So that is one thing I would say about this brand, is that my skin really transformed when I actually went to New York, got a facial from Rescue Spa, and got recommendations for my particular skin type and needs. So just because this works for my skin may not for you, and again, always good to reach out to one of the experts. So of course I love BISMA. She's at Artisan Beauty, but there's also other avenues. I would just recommend that, yes, you reach out to an actual expert to get some advice on your own skin type. So I am using this morning PIGM. This is the Lotion P50 PIGM 400 version, and this one's actually pretty mild. This is targeted towards hyperpigmentation, which I suffer from all those years of trying to get tan. And what I will do is I will dab, dab, dab this on my skin. So this is my favorite part, and I just love it. Now, in the evening, I use Lotion P50V version. So I would say that is medium strength. Lotion P50V version is what my skin really loves. I do like the 1970 version that has a touch of phenol in it, and that is a controversial ingredient, so they do have it without the phenol. So I have this in the Lotion P50 PIGM 400 for hyperpigmentation. I have Lotion P50V version. I also have Lotion P50V 1970 version, and I do like that version because it feels very invigorating to the skin. I feel like it takes my skin to the gym. It's just very invigorating, and my skin seems to like it. But my main advice is that I would reach out to an expert to get the correct version. There is also a W version here in the United States, and I believe there is an even gentler version offered overseas. So the key is that you reach out to an expert and get the right formulation for you, because lotion P50, the original version, is very strong and it is definitely not for everyone's skin type. And I think that people start with that and then it's too much for their skin and then they don't like the brand. So just reach out to your expert, find the right formulation, but your next step is going to be your acids, and that is going to remove dead skin cells, help that collagen production, and my skin tends to love these acids. So that will always be in my arsenal, and I think I'm going on year 6 of using Biologique Recherche for the most part. Yes, of course, as part of my job, I do tinker, I do add in different serums and stuff, but for the most part, I stick with the overall protocol. So with my next step, I will mist on a little bit of So then I start to layer on a little hydration, and I always pronounce this incorrectly. So I'm just going to flash the name up here because I know people get upset when I say things incorrectly. I apologize. I'm American. I'm not French. I do try. But this is a favorite of mine, and this does also include vitamin C and vitamin A in here. So although I may not be using a traditional like vitamin C in the morning or a retinol at night, I am still getting the benefits of those important ingredients for your skin, just in a more layered approach. My next step is serums, and I have 2 new serums that I'm so excited about and wanted to share with you. That is Colostrum VG and what we're calling the mermaid serum here. This is specifically for your eyes and it is freaking amazing. So I'm so in love with both of these. And previously I always used Colostrum and my BG 10 cell. This one is for hydration and this one is for firming, and I'm still going to be using up these. These are like my tried and true favorites, but they now have this beautiful milky concoction that is going to do both. So it is going to hydrate my skin. It is also going to have some firming ingredients to the skin as well. And this texture is absolutely lovely, milky, and I'm just obsessed with it. So I'm first going to start with this one for my eyes. And I just take a couple drops here. Sorry guys, that's always the hard part. These are very watery in texture, and I just want to show you. I literally can feel the difference, and I feel like it gets rid of this darkness. So I'm going to take some of this, and I am just gently tapping this around the orbital of the eye. Just gently. I'm not doing anything too much, and it just has a very watery texture, but it's so hydrating for underneath that eye. And I don't know if you can see, but I literally feel like it takes away the darkness in 2 seconds. So it just feels fabulous, but I also feel like it literally helps that darkness and puffiness of the eye. So I'm gonna bring this in. And I generally use my ring finger, so just gentle, whatever finger works the best. And take a few drops. Can you see that, or is it just me? I've been playing around with this, and after the first use, I was like, oh my gosh, it just seems to depuff the eye area. And again, I'm not using big technique here, I'm just gently tapping, and that will help decrease puffing as well. And I like to take it up into that orbital area, and it's just so nice, just soothing. Now this says it is ideal for the fragile area of the eye contour for the lower and upper eyelids. Eye congestion is reduced, puffiness and volume is smooth, putting the sparkle back into your eyes. And I will tell you that this just feels fabulous underneath the eye. I love the texture. It's very hydrating, and I do feel like it has a firming effect. I definitely feel like it reduces the darkness, like when I have those hollows first thing in the morning, kind of the puffy morning face. This just sort of gives it a little firmness, a little hydration, and reduces those kind of dark circles just a tad. I'm loving the serum underneath my eyes. And then next I'm going to be using the Colostrum VG, and I am loving this texture. So this one is milky in texture and much thicker than the typical serums that I use from Biologique. The other ones are definitely more watery, and this one has a little bit more of a milky and silky texture to it. Colostrum VG serum is an intensive lipid restoring treatment that will act as a liquid cushion to help strengthen the skin barrier. Its core formula gives it incomparable nourishing properties, helping to reduce surface dryness and maintain deep hydration in the skin. The skin regains lasting suppleness and comfort. Okay, those are my two new serums that I absolutely love. I don't know if you can see, but it's sort of made my skin look a little bit glowy. It feels a little bit plumper, very hydrated, and I do love that texture. It almost feels like one of their finishing serums. If you are familiar with the protocol, you will have these quintessential serums, and then there is also a finishing serum that you will use to seal in all the goodness. Now again, this is a French protocol, so there's a lot of little layers and steps. I personally love that. I love regimes. Now, on most days, I could just leave it at those two serums and call it a day, move on to the next step. But since we're doing an AM routine, I did want to give a shout out to the serum MATRICIEL Visage. This is one of my favorite serums ever, and this serum is all about tightening and restoring structure and volume to your face. So this is definitely for your more mature, starting to feel the jowls sag a little bit. I love to use this for my neck, and I personally love the way that this soothes out my skin, gives me a temporary lift, and it is just something I can't live without. So I will take maybe one. So I will take like a pump or a pump and a half, and then I will push this into the skin. I will run this underneath my eyes, and again, as I said, and underneath the neck, and it is just, ooh, and I just can't live without this one. So again, I'm not saying that you have to get both. This is just something that I use personally. So to me, this one is definitely if you have dry skin, and this one is going to be for some of the more mature issues as we are aging. Our face tends to lose a little bit of collagen. We get a little bit more hollowed out, and this is going to kind of help create a little bit more volume, help with any sort of sagginess in the skin, and I just love this one. So previously to the new formulation of the Colostrum VG, my holy grail was Colostrum. This is just extreme hydration for anybody who suffers from dry skin. And then this new one I love because it's uber hydrating, but I love the texture of it, and I believe that the VG is also just going to help a little bit with the firmingness. But if you're really concerned about firming up your skin and lack of volume, I would definitely look into this Serum MATRICIEL Visage. I literally do not know how many bottles I have gone through of this serum. I just love it. Okay, now we have done our serums. My skin is feeling very hydrated, starting to get a little bit of that Biologique Recherche glow going on. And then for my moisturizer, I have fallen in love with CREME ARTISAN Metamorphique. And I'm so sad. I'm getting to the bottom of this, and I just love this. So I'll take about a pea-sized amount here and dab this onto the skin. Now this cream is all about firming, restructuring, and tightening the skin. The texture is amazing. It feels very hydrating, gives you a temporary facelift in a jar, and I just really like this one. I also love CREME MSRH. That is something that my skin really likes. It is for more hormonal skin, and it's a tad bit heavier. And I do like to wear that during the winter months, or CREME BIOFIXINE. Again, those are more heavy hitters, all anti-aging. But I have found this cream to be up in that realm at a much better price point. It is hydrating, it is firming, my skin really loves it, and I love the texture of this as well. So I'm on the fence. I may buy another jar of this because I love it so much, and I think it would be completely fine during the winter months, especially with the addition of this Colostrum VG that feels super hydrating. So I'll keep you posted on what I decide as its replacement. But I recommend this for those of you that want a little lift in your skin, a little hydration, and I think you're gonna love the texture of it. It's a beautiful formulation from Biologique Recherche, and that is CREME ADM Metamorphique. Now, I do have a sample of the eye cream. I tend to use my Chantecaille Stress Repair Concentrate underneath my eyes. I'm going to use the BIOFIXINE sample this morning. I do love this eye cream. It is nice and thin in texture, and I'm going to place that underneath the eyes. It does just feel so wonderful. And I just have a lot of other eye creams from other brands that I am using up right now, but I just find this to be super luxe, super hydrating, and I'm just going to kind of tap that in around the orbital of the eye. I like to kind of massage right through here. Now we've done all this goodness to our skin, and the last step of the Biologique Recherche protocol is to top all of this goodness with a finishing serum. And the one that I am using right now is the Silk Plus, and I have tried several of the finishing serum, and I do think this is an important step. Now I'm a big believer in the finishing serum. I have not always used this. When I first started Biologique Recherche, I dived in with just 3 products. I started with a creamy cleanser. I believe it was the LAIT VIP02. I got the Lotion P50B 1970 version. That was the game changer for me. And then I got the CREME Mask Vernex, and I used this at nighttime as like a sleeping mask. And those were the 3 products that I started with and consistently used, and within a week I was like, oh my gosh, my skin is so much happier. And then I started building on to my collection. So this is an investment. Your skin is your largest organ, and I did not buy everything at once. I then started adding some of the serums into my routine, a day cream. I started getting into the idea of masking, which I love. And for someone like myself who has fussy skin, I find that the masking is the way to go. I love to go get a facial and such, but too aggressive of treatments does not work for my skin type. And so this again goes back to being kind to your skin, being kind to the skin barrier. So the idea of masking a few times a week really elevated my skincare game, and my skin likes it because it's a little bit more of a gentle treatment versus some of the other more aggressive treatments that you might use. The Silk Plus is the ultimate glow getter elixir, and it is just going to seal in all the goodness that we did, kind of a protective coating. This includes hyaluronic acid, so another dose of that, and also has some other firming agents in here. So it is fantastic before makeup. It really smooths the skin, gives your skin a nice little glow, and I just love this one. I think my favorite finishing serum from all the ones that I have tried is the Y'all 02. That one is one of my favorites. I have tried the La Grande serum, and I liked it, but I didn't love it as much as I really liked the Y'all. So this one really is amazing. I like the texture. It feels very silky and buttery on the skin, and the beauty of Biologique Recherche is that there is a lot of choices. You can kind of mix up your skin just like with your hair and such. Sometimes we need to add in a few new products to shake it up, try some new things, give your skin a little life, or doing a little extra mask and such. But it is just such an effective brand that for someone like myself that likes to tinker, you can tinker within the brand itself and stay with the basic protocol. And then the last step that I do, and this is the most important step out of all of this goodness, is I use my SPF. And I personally use my Glow. This is the Glow Skin Beauty Solar Shade SPF 50. Yep, I still use it. If you've watched my channel before, you know this is my holy grail SPF. And as I've mentioned a million times, this is the key step here. And I will take this, and yes, it will have a bit of a white cast, and I coat this on to my skin. This is the preventative measure that I wish I had been doing since my young years. So I have pounded that in to my daughter, who is now going to college in California. I sent her with boatloads of SPF and told her, please, please, please use it because you will thank me. So that is my updated AM routine. Yes, I will be doing my PM routine as well, so that will be coming up. But I had many requests to share my thoughts on these new serums. I absolutely love them. And of course, you can purchase these from Artisan Beauty, from BISMA. That is where I buy many of my products. But I am super excited because my friend Angela is opening Luxe Atelier here in Lake Oswego. So she is being trained as a Biologique Recherche esthetician. She is opening up a beautiful luxe spa, and I am so excited. I got to meet her the other day. Of course, fellow BR lovers, we became fast friends, and I'm so excited because she's literally in training as we speak. But she will also be selling Biologique Recherche here in Portland, Oregon, which I have been dying because we do not have any vendors here. So I wanted to give her a shout out as well. Her spa will be opening. She is hoping in December, but I will keep you all informed about her grand opening and such. So I love to support her and her Biologique Recherche passion. And I'm so excited because I'm actually getting to go to Paris this summer. And this was a trip that was canceled because of COVID. We were going to take my daughter for her graduation to London, Paris, do a little bit of fun celebrating. But we rescheduled, and I am making appointments for Zoe and I to get facials at the famous Ambassador Biologique Recherche location, and I am so excited. So I will be sure to share that with you. That's going to be this coming summer, but I have already submitted my request to get those appointments because I know that they are busy, but that is going to be a dream come true. So on my list of things to do is to go to Atlanta and see my bestie BISMA, get a facial from her. So if you are lucky enough to live in the Atlanta area, I believe that the spa is located in Buckhead, and that is Artisan Beauty. She is such a gem. Anybody who has gone to her has told me how amazing her facials are. So I will get to do that sometime in 2022 and get to go and get a facial from Angela, who's opening the Luxe Atelier in Lake Oswego. And then, of course, getting to go to the headquarters in Paris, France. This is a dream come true. So I'm hoping that I'm going to have some glowy skin after all of these fun treatments. So I'm a wee bit excited. So this is my current AM Biologique Recherche routine. I hope you found this helpful. And as always, I love to hear what are your favorite products? What do I need to try next? It's always fun to chit chat about skincare with you guys. Okay guys, I am off to go finish off my face. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will be back with another video soon.